Well, how about this? Decent Q times is a DPS.
Guard yourselves. Who knows what lurks in these caves?
Rotten bile.
I'm out of range. I need to get closer.
War cry.
First time I'm in this dungeon, by the way. Oh my gosh! That's
Rotten bile. War cry.
quite a bit of damage there.
Rotten bile.
Alright, so we've got a Demon Hunter for a tank. We've got a Mistweaver for a healer. A Warlock, myself, and another Warlock. We got double Warlock.
Dark reconstitution. Dark reconstitution.
Looks like one's playing Destro because he's got the Infernal out. Man, the trash in this dungeon is quite strong and excessive.
War cry.
This is just the first area.
Dark reconstitution.
Oh my gosh, we are really struggling at getting these. I'm gonna try and see if I can go through the journal on the bosses in this dungeon, but if I am not able to, we'll just look at it afterwards.
Dark reconstitution.
It kind of depends on how fast this group is moving. Elder Liaxa. A devout worshipper of Gahun, Elder Liaxa seeks to further spread the spread of rot through ritualistic blood sacrifices. So it's not this one.
Dark
It's up ahead.
reconstitution.
Oh, that's the first boss. Get some crowd control in here. Drop a totem. There we go. All right.
For the glory of Gahun!
Oh yeah, here we go. We got a demon hunter for a tank, so you know it's gonna be like, let's go, let's go.
Watch wings.
Tanwida!
Interact.
Gahun be everywhere!
That wasn't that fast on the interrupt.
Blood bolt. Blood bolt.
Watch
We
wings.
gotta take care of this ad here, this effigy.
Watch
Blood
wings.
bolt.
Creeping Rod dodge dodge.
Interact.
Ah!
Interact. Watch wings.
Tanwida!
There we go. Ooh. It's a 340 ring. Oh, it actually is. No, never mind. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, it's actually better than the
Rotten
other
bile.
one I have.
Rotten bile.
It's like almost the same thing.
It's too far away.
Pawn is being a little weird these days.
Rotten bile.
Because it doesn't really care about item level, it cares about the stats.
Wave of decay. Wave of decay. Rotten wave of decay.
But look, in the Pug world, item level is like means almost everything.
Decaying mind. Wave of decay.
Ah.
Wave of decay. Decaying mind.
So much rot. But then again, we are in a dungeon called the Underrot. Kragmaw.
Decaying mind.
Infested with plague-carrying parasites, this beast only desires to escape the caves where it can spread Gahun's infection throughout the world. Very small descriptions on these bosses. Apparently there's not really a lot of lore on just these kinds of creatures. It's just, they want to spread Gahun's corruption. That's pretty much all it is.
Wave of decay.
So don't be looking for a lot of lore behind the dungeon bosses in this dungeon here.
Sonic screech.
We're basically just clearing out corrupt creatures in here. That's pretty much what the Titan Keeper wanted us to do. Alright, let's be careful we don't aggro the boss right now, along with these ads. I get what he's going for, just clearing out the boss, or clearing out the ads before we take on the boss, but gotta be careful that we don't aggro this along with the ads.
Decaying mind. Wave of decay.
Ah! Man, these are not pleasant ads to deal with. You kill them, they explode and put stuff like that on the ground. Oh boy, here we go.
Charge.
Oh my gosh.
Indigestion.
Ugh.
Charge. Charge.
Blech. Oh my gosh. Oh, are these like bloodworms? Like the ones that the Blood Death Knight uses? Well, he's not healing, so I doubt it's the same. Alright. Select the going this way. I have to go with the rest of the ads in this room, it looks like, though. Nice. Like, why are you guys waiting on me? I'm not the tank. You follow the tank. The tank is always the one who leads.
Wicked frenzy.
Look, I play tank on a lot of different characters. I know. I have tanked a lot of dungeons.
Rotten vial.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Wicked frenzy.
That is so much damage. Oh my gosh. There we go. Oh, man. These ads just won't go down. Oh, man. A grotesque horror. Yeah, no kidding. Wow. Looks like the next boss is over there.
Raised curse.
Spore Collar Zancha. Twisted by Gahun's corruption. Zancha's only remaining desire is to spread the plague festering within his animated corpse. See, it's basically the same thing for all the bosses in here.
Shadow
They
Bolt
want to
Power.
get out and spread Gahun's corruption. There's like no lore on any of these bosses. It's just they want to get out and spread the corruption. Okay then.
Withering Curse.
Targets.
It's always
What
funny the
manner
routes
of
we find
creature
in
is
dungeons. Like,
this?
let's go this way. Let's
It
sneak
must
this
not be
way.
allowed to reach the surface. Destroy it now.
Boundless Rod.
Like, guys, that's the boss. Why are you trying to get past it? I mean, if you're wanting to just deal with it without dealing with the ads. Oh my gosh, look at this thing.
Shockwave.
Ugh.
Luna.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Shockwave.
Like this, we're getting the elementals and the infernals out.
Shockwave.
Can't interrupt it.
Sputtering Harvest. Boundless Rod.
Oh gosh. That's a lot of man. I believe in you, Mistweaver. You can do it. I play a Mistweaver. I know they can do it. Yeah. Good job.
I have never seen this
All
form
right.
of corruption before. If this spreads to the surface, we will not be able to contain it.
Gahun's Rot in its purest form. The unbound abomination's only purpose is to infect all life. This is the easiest reading on dungeon bosses I have ever had to do. We have to get over there. What an interesting route. that
Withering
we're
Curse.
taking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh.
Wicked Frenzy.
All right, here we go.
Raised Dead.
Looks like we're dealing with the ads.
Drain
Oh
Shadow
boy.
Fall. Raised Dead.
Come on, boys out here. This is gonna be rough.
Wicked Frenzy. Withering Curse. Wicked Frenzy.
All right, so we have a Destro and we have an Affliction.
Wicked Frenzy. Raised Dead.
Man, I wish Demo was more enjoyable. For a period of time, I really liked Demo Warlock, but man, it just started to feel less effective the more I played it compared to just to Destro. For me these days, for when it comes to Warlocks, my Warlock, it's very simple. If I want AoE damage, I play Destro. If I want boss damage, I play Affliction. Destro is great for dealing with ads and trash. Affliction is great for boss fights. Alright. Oh boy. Okay, well. Looks like we're dealing with this now. And looks like this corrupt. Yep, here comes the corruptor.
Maddening Gaze. Abyssal Reach. Maddening gaze.
Hey, look, it's Hezrel. Boom, 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 boom. He's just stomping through.
Planetary infection imminent.
These things are... We're taking these things down very quickly. Gonna help out our Mistweaver here a bit.
Abyssal reach.
I think they'll think that there are people. They'll see me play enhancement, and they're just like, huh?
Abyssal
Because
reach.
usually people just think, well, that elemental is like the only spec to play when it comes to shaman. At least when it comes to DPS shaman.
Maddening gaze.
I've just always had more fun playing enhancements.
Abyssal reach.
That being said, I am gonna have,
Maddening gaze.
you know, I am working on another low-level shaman that is strictly going to be elemental and resto, and
reach.
not really do enhancement at all. Just to be able to get even more
Virulent
familiar with the
specimen
class.
detected. Containment priority 1.
Ooh, he's sending us down deeper into the Titan machine. Oh, there's the boss.
Devour! Consume! Spread!
Lust. Bloodlust, let's go!
Watch expulsion.
Cleansing
Oh, gosh.
area.
Shouldn't be on that. Oh, boy.
Watch expulsion.
Why are we hurting this thing?
Infected!
He is not taking any damage at all.
Contagion detected. Sanitize.
Watch expulsion.
I'm gonna focus on this ad and see whether or not actually get hurt. Yup. That's
Putrid blood.
exactly what we need to do. We need to take down the ad in order to damage the boss.
Watch expulsion.
The moment he spits that out, we gotta focus that down in order to hurt.
Putrid blood.
Otherwise, he's like immune.
Purge protocols.
There it is.
engaged.
Watch your feet. Watch expulsion. Watch your feet.
Purge protocols engaged. Run away, little girl!
There we go. Look at how much damage that did to him.
Cleansing area.
Watch expulsion. Watch your feet.
Alright.
Watch expulsion.
Next time he spits one out. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Watch expulsion.
Cleansing
Spit it
area.
out. Where is it?
Watch your feet.
Ow, that hurts.
Contagion detected.
There it is.
Sanitize.
Watch your feet. Watch expulsion. Watch your feet.
Run away, little girl. Detected. Run away. Sanitize.
Watch your feet.
Little girl.
Yes.
Engaging final safeguard. Destroy virulent source.
The Titan bought us time, but Gahun will not stay contained for long. We must gather our forces and stop the rot at its source.
Aw, man. I would res if I could, but my res is not a combat res. For some reason, I'm still in combat, even though I shouldn't be. It's a shame I'm not on my Death Knight, because then I could just combat res right now, but... why am I in combat?
I fight to protect those who cannot protect themselves.
Much was accomplished here today. We can
Loa,
regroup
watch over
outside.
you.
Actually, Talanji, I am going to just do this. So it can take me straight back to Dazaralor. Oh my gosh, I actually pronounced that right. Oh, are you kidding me? I have to fly back to turn that in.
Zandala will endure.
Alright, back to Zul'Jan. I came here first, hoping that it would just kind of be right here for me to turn it. Nope! Alright, we'll go back to Zul'Jan, turn this in, and then we'll come back. I wouldn't say that would end up being one of my favorite dungeons. The trash in that dungeon was nasty. They were not easy to bring down, and they just kept spewing all that stuff on the floor to cause all that damage. Oof. That is not a fun dungeon to try and heal. I don't envy that Mistweaver. That was not an easy dungeon to try and heal through. I am really glad I wasn't, I didn't queue up as Resto for that, because I would have been just kind of like,
For the Dark Spear.
Hezrel be dead? Oh, that'd be a shame. That thing was useful to have around. It'd be good that we stopped this abomination in there. But I be worried that this ain't gonna be the end. We still gotta take down that construct that we shot down, and hopefully find a way to keep
I
Gahul.
thought we getting mixed up in the voodoo.
Nice boost to artifact power. Okay, now let's head back to the Great Seal and talk to Bane to kind of wrap this up. To officially put an end to the Nazmir storyline. So where am I at now? Because it gave me a big boost to Talanji's expedition. I am now honored with Talanji's expedition. And I am still friendly with the Tortolan Seekers. Well, I'm sure there's going to be ways for me to work on that. I also got to head back to the port and at least have this one get done. I'll also have to go back to Darkshore and do these quests, since, hey, if I can get 200 war resources for each of those quests, that's pretty nice. I'm also going to have to do some more island expeditions. I'll do that off camera. That's not relevant to show on camera. So I can be able to unlock the next upgrade. It says I have to do 5 of them before I can even choose an upgrade. So I'll do that off camera. Let's go see our good buddy Bane Bloodhoof.
We fight when we must. For Azeroth.
So, an old god lurks beneath the swamp and it's barely being contained? Unbelievable. Princess Talanji was right in calling her father a fool. How could he let such a thing stay so close to his empire? I will ensure that the war chief knows of your victory, and of our new problem.
We serve
Yes,
as
that
caretakers
is quite a
of
problem
this
indeed.
world.
Though again, I would like to point out, it's not like this is the first old god that we've ever had to deal with. But that doesn't mean it makes it any easier. Though I also wonder and question, is Gahul really an old god? Because we've talked about the old gods for years. And we've never even once brought up Gahun. We've talked about Cthulhu, we've talked about Yogg-Saron, we've talked about Yasharaj, and we've talked about N'Zoth. And as far as we knew, that was it. Apparently, Gahun is one that was never brought up before. But then again, as I said, those were the only old gods that we knew of. They never said, these are the only 4 old gods ever that have ever been around. So, I'm willing to buy into that if they've always been kind of flexible on, how many old gods there's ever actually been. So, now, Zuldazar is the last one. We're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to save that for next time.